Okay, we don't have a new video for this week. Well, we do. This is just a video we never put up because we didn't think it was too good and we had other stuff to put up. So here's something to fill in for this week until maybe we get some action. Okay, me and a upholstery guy are tearing our sleds apart, doing some pre-season on them. Got the clutches out of them. Got the drive shaft out of it down there. It's got spline shafts and stuff on it, so just take it apart and we'll put some copper never sees on there and put everything back together. And then when it does fail, we'll at least be able to get it apart. Same goes with the chain case. We pulled that apart, and the oil tank. Clean that off. Didn't do much filming taking it apart. Anybody can take shit apart. It's putting it back together that counts. So we'll try to take some videos putting it back together. Whether we'll be able to do that or not is another story. We get so in depth in trying to put it together without screwing it up that you completely forget about taking a video. But they're basically both the same machines. Upholstery guy don't have his oil tank out or his chain case off, which he's going to get to that tomorrow. We got all his shocks ready to go. I think he's got his clutches done. Might have started on his shocks. These are all my parts in here. Had to machine a new part for the skid frame here. This axle was shot on the other one. Basically this tri-hub. It's the axle for the tri-hub. Spun out both bearings. Ruined the shaft. Here's the old shaft. Bearings failed. Started chewing the shaft in half. But we just got some aluminum bar and made a new one on the lathe. It's a pretty easy project. Tapped hole in each end. It's stepped down here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's machined down a little bit smaller, and then right here is where the bearing goes. It's a little thicker, so the bearing slides for the most part easy. This may be a little excessive pre-seasoning, but you're able to make sure every bearing turns nice and doesn't rumble. These are a lot bigger ball bearings than the old ones. The old ones use a double flanget, tin flanget, and a baler bearing in there, so they go bad a lot. That's a little bit nicer. And the other real sweet thing they do here, this is the PTO side, which always goes bad. They got this little cover with an actual seal in there to try to keep the shit out of the bearing on the brake housing, which it seems to do a pretty good job because that bearing looks like it's brand new, rolls like it's brand new. Might pop the cover off and just make sure there's grease in it. Put a little more grease in it and reuse that. It's only got 2,500 miles on it anyhow, so it shouldn't be wore out. Okay, it's the end of the day. We did no filming at any of the work on these, but got quite a bit done. Got the track drive back in it. Got the chain case and the oil tank back on. Exhaust is back in it. Did the skid frame. This guy's pretty close too. He's got to do exhaust flanges tomorrow. I still got to do my clutches. Got to clean them, do my ski shocks. Got to redo one of them because I set it up as a rear skid shock, which is wrong. But I got my skid frame all done. Shocks recharged. Got the new shaft in here for the tri-hub. Some new bearings on there. Should be in good shape. So in my trunk bag, I got a spare set of gloves. These are like poofy downhill skiing gloves for like a really super cold day. It's hard to hold on to handlebars with them because they got so much stuffing in them, so I only use when it's super cold. Got another, this is a fleece vest for when it's super duper cold. This is a peanut jar full of spare bolts and parts. I'll show you what that's about later. Tool bag full of tools and a spare drive belt. Poultry guy, he's got ropes and all the other stuff like that. We usually ride together, so that's not an issue, me not having a rope. Okay, so in our peanut can full of prize stuff here, we got just a bunch of miscellaneous crap. Different hose, clamps, some little spare rubber hose, little piece of copper tubing, some more copper tubing, little chunks of rubber hose, zip ties, different chunks of wire, some spare springs, and then a bunch of bolts, miscellaneous bolts and crap. Some stud washers, those are always nice for doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing with them. So that all goes in the peanut can. Okay, my tool pouch, I got the toolkit to come with the snowmobile. And then a pile of wrenches, basically 5/16 to 3/4 and USA, and got a bunch of metric stuff in there too. We got USA and metric sockets up to like 3/4 inch. Utility knife, got a double screwdriver, Phillips regular, a couple vice grips and a side cutters. Okay, here's my little handlebar bag. What I keep in there is basically the sleeves off my vest. It's actually a jacket, but it's got removable sleeves, my fleece that I showed you earlier. And this is great for making, I guess, handlebar gauntlets, or I don't know what you call them, but you put this over the handlebar when it's really super cold, and then put your gloved hand in there, and it gives you a nice protection from the wind. And you can also screw them back onto the vest if you don't need more warmth on your arms. Kind of dual purpose. And then this is just a necky thing, or whatever you want to call it, just in case you need that if you get some wind sneaking around your neck. And that's what's in there. In my goggle bag, I got a pair of Army issue or military green wool gloves, just for a case. Toilet paper, gotta have that. You never know when you may need that. So what I've learned in this video is the guy is full of shit, and apparently he can't get his hands cold because he's a pussy. A couple red rags in case you need to clean up some blood, and then another little face mask thing in case you're getting cold. And that's nice and heated. That gets engine heat coming up through there. I guess it's really designed to put your gloves and your other goggles and stuff like that, and it's actually supposed to dry them, because there is like a kind of a mesh down there if you can see it. We don't use it for that. We got a little GPS on there too. Basically it's just a regular old Garmin that you can get, you buy it for your car. It's $55 or something like that. We just got power to light a cigarette lighter plug here, and basically you just tape up the switch so snow dust can't get in there, and the microphone you tape up, which you can't hear it anyhow, and it's really just for reference to kind of figure out where you're at. And it's just basically a map you buy as an overlay, and it was a New York State overlay, which I don't think you can get no more. It's a few years old, but stuff don't change that much, and it kind of just nice to know if you're on a trail, like where the next intersection is or something, if you're going in the right direction, that sort of thing. Okay, got all the bags back on there. Ain't much room in that one. Hopefully it don't split the zipper. And then there's our camera mount. Take some videos as we ride. Sometimes if we remember to turn the camera on. And we basically power that off the battery of the snowmobile. It's electric start. Got all kind of electric power. And then the battery of this video camera don't go dead. Ride all day long. Run out of memory before you run out of power. Okay, we're heading out from the Ishway Valley Country Club in Franklinville, headed north, and I believe it's C2F, which will take you north from Franklinville. It's where we normally take off from. It's a real snowmobile friendly place. You can park your trailer there. They got a bar, they got food. The guy that owns it's an old time snowmobiler. He's got a place up in Tug Hill. Gimmer, I guess is the guy's name. He's pretty cool. I met him once. And then we're going to cross Route 16 here, just by the gravel pit. Gotta wait for a few guys to get across the road here. And then we're turned, we didn't see that, but we turned on, this is C3, headed towards Arcade. And this will basically take you up to the big railroad bed that runs all the way to Silver Springs. And there's a bunch of turnoffs off of that. We're taking a bunch of other places. The sled we're passing here, we serviced that first one, ZR5000. And this is that railroad bed. And this goes for long, long ways, all the way to Silver Springs, New York, and then you turn off from it. There's a 243 bridge, and then we're turning, headed towards Rushford. I don't know what the name of this trail is, number of it, but it'll take you to Rushford. Crossing State Route 243, it's B&S Road. There's another junction coming up here. If you keep going straight, that take you back into Arcade. Should have the junction numbers, but I don't have them. And the route numbers. But as we roll up through here, we'll slow down. There's somebody put a "Beware of Dogs" sign there. I don't know where the dog's at, but we didn't see him. This is, I guess, Tri-County Drift Topper area operation. Changes over here just in a minute. And then it would be Rushford Snowmobile Club, which is really ported on lately. It used to be Rushford Snowmobile Club trails were one track trail bumped through the woods. It's kind of no fun to ride, but they really got some interest in their club over there, and they got some good trails here, as you can see. Got some big equipment to groom them, keep them nice. And it's pretty desolate over there, so it's, I think, pretty easy to make trails. But it's either farms or state land. Allegheny County, you know. But this is just a shakedown run. Me and upholstery guy went on just to make sure our sleds are going to hold up. We got to thaw them out over the coming week and make sure nothing's loose or falling off or missing. And then we'll go on some real rides, I guess. But we're following a couple people here. Don't want to push them too hard.